Hey guys, so I just listened to the first part of the recent Archie Sonic Digest podcast on Sonic Underline Speed's YouTube channel, and he and his co-host are talking about the issues and story arcs leading up to 225, which celebrated which led into Sonic Genesis, I should say, which celebrated Sonic's 20th anniversary. Now, of course, this all takes place, these issues and these story arcs take place in 2011. Now, with that said, I want to address something to both Sonic Underline Speed and his co-host. Now, they did a fantastic job in describing how dark and, as they put it, how effed up the Shattered Mirror arc, which was the Silver the Hedgehog Sonic Universe arc, which began in the 25th anniversary issue of the comic. You know, they did a great job in describing how dark and, like I said, effed up some of the moments were in that story arc, in that four-part story arc. But the one thing they didn't address was what it was really actually inspired and loosely based upon. Now, they talked about how it kind of like was a symbol of Ken Penders and everything Ken Penders wanted to do or something like that. However, what they failed to not realize, because I don't think they knew about it, is this comic, this Shattered Mirror arc in Sonic Universe, is actually inspired or loosely adapted elements, a lot of elements I should say, from it are loosely adapted from Ian Flynn's fan webcomic that he did before he became the head writer. And that fan webcomic is Other M, or Other-M. And basically it's Ian Flynn's take on a darker version of Mobius and a darker, I guess you could say, conflict that the freedom fighters are going through. Now, I'll put it this way. If you read Other M or Other-M, you'll see that not only is it darker than what Shattered Mirror is, because Shattered Mirror is loosely based on it, but it's a lot more violent. It's a lot more violent in its tone. It's a lot more graphic, a lot more violent. It's meant for an older viewer, or older reader, if you will. And it deals with Sonic somehow being transported into this darker alternate world. And ironically, the role Sonic has in Other-M is the same role or similar role that Silver takes on in Shattered Mirror. And a lot of the characters are very similar in their names and their designs. Like Fiona Fox's alter ego Payback Fox, same design as she is, or similar design and name as she has in Other-M. Scarlet, same thing. She, the bunny alter ego, same design, same name as in Other-M, almost identical. Same with Daimo, the bean alter ego. And Daimo's affections for Scarlet in Other-M, the showcased here in Shattered Mirror. The Antoine look-alike, same thing. The Roto look-alike, same thing. The Bark look-alike, same thing. You get the picture. So even though, like I said, they did a good job in describing how dark and effed up the story was, especially with some of the panels and scenery in those panels to back that up. What they failed to realize, like I said, is it's not just something that's kind of like a wet dream of Ken Penders, as they put it. No. It's basically a wet dream of Ken Penders come true, I should say. No. It's actually loosely based on the Other-M webcomic. And the only difference, though, is it isn't as violent as that comic. Because like I said, Ian Flynn created that comic back when he was just a fan, before he became the head writer. So, so for them to not realize that or acknowledge that, I have to come on here and correct them. I mean, yes, they do bring up a lot of good points in the review. I am not denying that. You know, they give a lot of great points. They point out a few things here and there. They gave, visually, if not audibly, they give some great, symbolic representation of how they feel about everything when it comes to this arc. But what they fail to mention is what it's really based around, or loosely based around. It's not just based around, Ian Flynn taking everything that Ken Penders had created, when it came to, let's say, the Interjack character and all that, and burning it like it's part of this big old tree connection of all continuities. No. It is based, like I said, loosely based off the Other M's webcomic. Again, there are some differences. For example, Knuckles in Other M is not Interjack. He is, himself just corrupted. And we find out that in Other M, the webcomic, that it's not truly him that's gone insane. It's Miles. It's Tails. So there are some differences that had to be changed and all that, because again, this is an all ages comic based on the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. But the point I'm getting at, long story short, is it's loose adaptation. It's loose inspiration from basically, the Other M webcomic that Ian Flynn did back when he was a fan. Now, if you're wondering where you can find it, just look up Other-M, and put in Sonic in the Google search, and you should be able to find it. Or put Other-M Ian Flynn in the Google search, and you should be able to find it. As a matter of fact, you can actually find some of it here on YouTube, because some people have posted issues here on YouTube that you could check out. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and make this little bit of a correction for Sonic Speed and his co-host on the recent podcast, because like I said, you make a lot of good points, guys. Visually and audibly, I should say, you make some good symbolic points and gestures as to, the reasoning behind, in your opinion, this story arc happening and everything. But in reality, folks, Sonic Speed and your co-host, I can't think of your name right now, in reality, and I say that with all due respect, in reality, even though you bring up some good points, this story arc, when you get down to it, is basically loosely adapted from the Other-M webcomic that Ian Flynn did previously before his run on Archie. And if you don't believe me, I suggest checking out Other-M. You will see exactly what I'm talking about, and hopefully when you do, you'll come back and you'll kind of follow this up by acknowledging that, hey, we got corrected here, and that this is what it's actually based around or loosely adapted from as well. That's up to you though, and I say that with all due respect. But let me know what you guys all think about the fact that the Shattered Mirrors Silver Sonic Universe arc was loosely based on Other-M loosely. Let me know down below in the comments as well, in the live chat during the premium. Super chats are welcomed. And until next time, guys, I am out.